Mainly butch, what's up? Okay, so I totally couldn't resist making a response video to your latest video um, about buying American and so many things being imported. What does the U.S. export? I'm sure there are some things because there are still industries around, there are still manufacturing companies, but what what's our major export? I don't know. All we do is do a lot of intake. That's why our economy, one reason why our economy is so fucked up. I mean, it's a number of different reasons. You mentioned buying American or encouraging people to buy American and maybe sometimes having to spend that extra dollar to buy American, and that's a very good point. And it also, though, highlights another issue for me, is that our economy, our society is kind of like a fucking catch-22. I think that's probably the nature of capitalism. When you really think about it, when you really think about capitalism, I mean, it usually involves the haves and the have-nots. Somebody controls this. You know, the theory of 3 to 5% of the population controls and owns the wealth, and everybody else contained in that same population. It's almost like in a capitalistic society such as our own, somebody has to get fucked over, which is really fucked up. So when I think about, like you mentioned, people going to Walmart and instead of saving a buck, maybe buy American, and then I think about the people who are included in that 40% that you mentioned that live below the poverty line, and then the high rates of unemployment. And I think about those people, and it's like they've been impacted. This is how fucked up it is. They've been impacted by all the exporting of jobs and all the importing of foreign goods. They've been negatively impacted by that from a financial and a job standpoint, right? So it would behoove them to buy American because that would possibly help sustain the economy, bring it back up, create additional jobs. But it's almost like not even almost. Here's the fucked up part. It's like they can't afford to buy American because if they're the 40% that's under the poverty line, or if they're part of the high number of unemployed people right now, then every dollar counts, and they may need those dollars saved at Walmart, okay, in order to make ends meet. And that's why I say the system is fucked up. And the system, by system I mean like our economy, because in a capitalistic society it's like make as much money as you can, as fast as you can, as efficient as you can. And so they found that outsourcing jobs is now the cheaper way to go. So from a capitalistic standpoint, even though we're moderately socialist, because without programs like welfare, Medicaid, SSI, and not just food stamps and things like that, but all sorts of social programs, scholarships, financial things like that, that makes us partially socialist, I believe, because if we didn't have a little bit of socialism wrapped up in our society and economy and political system, then it'd be a lot more people asked the fuck out. So I think there is a bit of socialism present in our society. I don't think anybody can deny that. But the reigning system is capitalism, and it's all about money, fuck the people who can work faster, harder, and for cheaper. And that's really fucked up. It's like they want to down communism, and I'm not advocating communism, not at all. But it has its restrictions, but also capitalism, even though it's free trade and all that good shit, and make as much money as you want and as you can, there are also repercussions to that. Because as soon as a company decides that they can make more money with a cheaper labor costs, cheaper production costs, all of that, then the jobs and everything else goes where the labor is. Even when it was happening when industries were moved from state to state, now they're just leaving the country. And you're absolutely right, mainly, Butch. The government is sometimes making it hard for companies to sustain in the U.S., but at the same time, this is the really fucked up part to me, is that they make it easy to export jobs, to outsource jobs. Why is there no regulation on that? Why is there no regulation on the exporting of jobs, outsourcing jobs? When you know that this is going to negatively impact the economy, why would they not, is there not some heavy tax that would encourage these companies to keep the jobs here? Okay, and I work in a company that outsources, and let me tell you, the quality of service is not always better. It may be more efficient, I'll give you that. but it's sometimes because corners have been cut. And I'm not saying that people in other countries can't do the type of quality work that Americans can. I'm not saying that. But when they outsource these jobs, they pay them less money, and usually they don't have the same kind of benefits that they would be required, okay, to offer in the U.S. So it's just this fucked up like cycle. It's like, because in capitalistic societies, somebody's getting fucked. So a company's like, oh, okay, well, you're going to make me do health insurance. You're going to make me pay this unemployment tax. You're going to make me do this. You're going to make me pay this, workman's comp, all this shit. Fine. I'll go to fucking Manila in the Philippines or go to India or anywhere else, you know, and I don't have all these restrictions, all right? But then at the same time, if the government softens the restrictions, say, no, you don't have to pay unemployment insurance, you don't have to pay workman's comp, you don't have to guarantee this or anything like that, then the worker still suffers. That's what I'm saying. It's so fucked up, man. But where is better? Where is better? I challenge anybody to tell me where is better, with the same type of conveniences and freedoms that we enjoy. See, that's the thing. Like, I can talk all kind of shit about America, but I'm not going no fucking where. Understand, I'm not going anywhere because I do enjoy the conveniences. I do enjoy the freedoms that we have. You know, and people might say, well, we don't have that much freedom, but you know what? We have a lot more than some other countries that may seem more progressive than us, or may seem like their economy is better. Like right now, the euro is doing better than the dollar. It's just, it's fucked up. It's a catch-22. I don't know. It's just, it's disheartening, and it's discouraging, you know? I think right now, if I had lost my job or got laid off, like, what would my options be? I mean, like, the crazy part is that go on mustard.com or go anywhere and somebody's hiring. You know what I mean? That's a whole other issue. Somebody is hiring. People are still hiring. And I'm not talking about just McDonald's jobs and things like that. But let me tell you what it is. It's these white-collar jobs. The manufacturing jobs where a lot of people lost their jobs in these industries that just tanked. They're not hiring for those jobs because, like you said, mainly, Butch, that industry is going away. So it's like now you devoted all this time to this industry, right? Because you chose to work in the industry, and that's what you gave your dedication and your heart to. And then now you're telling me, oh well, the country's changing, and now you need to have master's degrees and things like that. Blue collar work is going away, but you know you can always go back to school, get in more debt, do this, and all this bullshit. It wasn't fair. They didn't prepare. You know, they didn't prepare the country for this change. That even when the economy comes back up, it's not going to be manufacturing jobs, man. It's going to be office work and things like that. And now the country has to re-educate itself. You know, I don't think it's anti-international or anti-globalization to say to buy American. I don't think so at all. I think everybody has a certain sense of pride, but also a certain sense of responsibility and necessity. Okay? Buying American is not just like, hey, we're American. It would benefit you, right? It would benefit the entire country and generations to come if we can get back into that mode. So no, it doesn't mean to totally reject foreign-made objects, not at all. And I would never be the one to say that I'll never buy anything that's not American, you know? And I don't think, you know, it's necessary to totally, you know, reject foreign-made objects or items, but I think it is important, like mainly Butch said, to give that support to these homegrown businesses, man. You know, even if you're not specifically negatively affected by the economy situation, maybe you still have a job, good benefits, and things like that. But it's still important to help do something to help, you know, reestablish this economy to some semblance of greatness. Those are my thoughts.